Our Spring Grove Coach Conversation brought to you by Spring Grove Communications. We're with head coach Kody Moore. And Coach, come from behind victory over Houston in week number 1. What overall did you take away from the victory on Saturday?
Well, the big thing we took away is that we were able to, after an initial slow start, I felt like we were able to settle in and kind of play with that physicality that we had talked about last week being a goal for us. And I really like the fact that we were balanced on offense. We actually had 150 passing and 150 yards on the ground, so we were real balanced there. So that was a positive takeaway. And like I said, I just felt overall after we kind of that initial first game of the year, it's always normally you have a little bit of nerves going on. And I felt like after that we settled in and played our brand of ball that we're trying to play, which includes being physical and then being balanced on offense and rallying to the ball on defense. So I was real happy with that.
And your quarterback, Isaac Griffin, 3 touchdown passes on the day. And what impressed me the most about him, he was 1 for his first 6 and then settled down and was 12 for his next 14 passes and really seemed to get better as the game went on. Do you agree?
Yeah, I definitely agree. That's a good point, Darren. I do think, like I mentioned before, being his first varsity start at quarterback, he was maybe a little nervous early on. Maybe didn't trust the protection like he could have early on. And I think after that initial, getting used to the speed of the game, and obviously credit to Houston, they were physical pass rushers. But after he kind of got used to that initial part of the game, I felt like he really settled in and played well. And he was definitely a leader for us out in the field, which is huge.
And Hunter Holland had a good day running the football for over 100 yards, and that big kickoff return to ultimately give you a lead that you would never relinquish in the second half. What made it work for Hunter on Saturday?
Well, obviously, number one, we know when there's a guy on offense that has success running the football, it starts up front. So you got to give credit to Cameron Krause, Ty Cleveland, Tristan Hommel, and Logan Brum. They did a good job up front, I think, of being physical and moving guys off the ball. And Hunter, he's just a tough kid. I think you saw the TD run to kind of put the nail in the coffin there late in the game. The balance he showed on that run was unbelievable. I think he took about 7 or 8 hits, stayed on his feet, kept churning, and that kid just plays with a lot of heart. He's a fun type of kid to get to coach. And then you mentioned the kickoff return. That's what really swung the game. We opened the second half with a long kickoff return like that. Executed very well, blocking on that, and Hunter used his speed and took it to the house, and that was a real fun play that got us going in the second half.
And obviously defensively, you played a lot better in the second half as compared to half number 1. What was the difference?
Well, I got to give credit to the assistant coaches, Eric Elton, the D coordinator, Corey Sanis, and Don Hagan. They made an adjustment at halftime. We slid Tristan Hommel to nose guard, and we felt like once we did that, we were able to disrupt their inside run game a little more. They ran the ball really well in the first half. Like we knew coming in, that's what they do. That's their blueprint for success. They're physical, and we felt like once we made that adjustment, it seemed like it turned the game. We were able to stop that inside run more, and so that was big for us, that halftime adjustment. So credit to our assistant coaches there.
And Friday night, you make the trip to Grand Meadow. What do they bring to the table?
Grand Meadow, they're a perennial power. They've always been a dominant type of team. They also play physical. They're fast. Just checking out film, I'm very impressed with their D line and what they bring as far as getting off the ball and getting to the quarterback and disrupting timing and being a force in the run game. So I'm really impressed with their defensive line up front. Again, we're going to have to match physicality. That's going to be key this week, and be able to weather the storm early. It's always tough going out there. It's, Grand Meadow is a traditional power, so they have a great home environment. So we're going to have to weather the nerves early and match physicality and hopefully just make enough plays to stay in the game and come out on top.
All right, Coach, keep your kids healthy. We wish you best of luck.
All right, thanks a lot, Darren. Appreciate it.
Our Spring Grove Coach Conversation brought to you by Spring Grove Communications.